Discovering Haydn, the Symphony of Kindness and Gratitude. Let's dive into the enchanting world of Joseph Haydn, a composer whose music feels like a warm embrace on a chilly day. If I had to choose just one composer to accompany me throughout my life, it would undoubtedly be him, not because he's the most acclaimed, but due to the remarkable humanity woven into every note he created. Haydn stands apart as the most congenial of composers. Unlike the ethereal realm of Mozart, or the profound longing found in Schubert's works, Haydn's music exudes a comforting steadiness, bringing us back to a sense of normalcy amidst the chaos of life. There's a delightful accessibility in his music. It feels like a trusted friend that doesn't overwhelm us, making it a constant companion rather than a spectacle. It's easier to relate to than, say, Beethoven, who often seems to shout his genius from the mountaintops. Haydn captures the full spectrum of life but does so with a charming humanness, avoiding the exaggerated extremes that the Romantic era sometimes embraced. When I listen to Haydn, I can't help but feel a sense of gratitude, an emotion that echoes throughout his work. A poignant moment from the April 2009 issue of Gramophone highlights this beautifully. As Haydn faced criticism late in life for the joyful tone of his religious music, he simply responded, "Every time I think of God, my heart leaps for joy." His music does just that for me. It makes my heart leap. Joy spreads joy, and it never ceases to renew my spirit. In his early years, Haydn forged a close friendship with fellow Austrian composer Dittersdorf. One remarkable night, as they wandered the streets, they stumbled upon a local beer hall. Inside, a group of musicians, half intoxicated and half drowsy, were butchering a Haydn minuet. With a glint of mischief, Haydn slipped inside and sat down next to the first violinist, casually inquiring, "Whose minuet is this?" Irritated, the musician shot back, "It's Haydn's." Unflinchingly, Haydn playfully challenged him, "That's a stinking minuet." This prompted the now furious fiddler to rise and threaten violence, gathered musicians ready at his back. Luckily, Dittersdorf, being a big-hearted friend, shielded Haydn and ushered him out of the brewing storm. Haydn was not just a brilliant personality, he was also a pioneering force in the world of music. He essentially laid the groundwork for the modern symphony, carved out the string quartet form, and elevated the piano sonata and sonata allegro structures to dazzling heights. As the French painter Jean Ingres once proclaimed, "Whoever studies music, let him break bread on Haydn, the first who created everything, discovered everything, taught everything to the rest." His prolific contributions span nearly every genre you can think of: chamber, symphonic, choral, operatic, and liturgical works abound. Depending on how you tally them, he penned around 108 symphonies, about 70 string quartets, 52 piano sonatas, 31 piano trios, 126 baritone trios, 24 violin sonatas, a whopping 435 songs, 14 masses, 14 operas, 4 oratorios, and a multitude of concertos and divertimentos. So, where do we begin our journey into this magnificent treasure trove of music? A fantastic entry point is the Brilliant Classics 150 CD box set, BRL CD 93782, which is simply astonishing. Bargain. Doesn't even begin to describe this treasure, available for about $1 per CD. Check out various internet sites, starting with Amazon. https://www.amazon.com/Haydn-Violante-Guillermo/DP/B07511FB9L. This set, while not complete, is a spectacular collection featuring all of Haydn's symphonies, masterfully conducted by Adam Fischer and performed by the Austro-Hungarian Haydn Orchestra using modern instruments. Spanning a 14-year recording journey from 1987 to 2001 at the Haydn-Saal of Esterházy Palace in Eisenstadt, a pilgrimage site for every Haydn aficionado, it's an extraordinary listening experience. The quartets are included too, though it's unfortunate that the Buchberger Quartet left out Op. 50, 4-6, 54, and 76, 4-6. Nevertheless, the performances of the remaining quartets by this original instrument ensemble are a delight, though I still hold a special place in my heart for modern instrument renditions. Their excellence adds to the allure of the brilliant set. Moving on to the piano trios, another exceptional period instrument group, the Van Swieten Trio, delivers a superb interpretation of the complete piano trios. Although I usually gravitate towards the smoother sound of the Beaux-Arts Trio with their modern instruments, I was pleasantly surprised by how quickly I warmed up to the musical charm and vivacity of the Van Swieten Trio, even amidst the clangy sound of the fortepiano. The 52 piano sonatas are also included, performed by 5 different pianists on a variety of fortepianos. I was amazed at how swiftly my ears adapted to this sound, considering these instruments likely held the premier performances of much of this music. Currently, I'm immersing myself in Haydn's songs, which have turned out to be a delightful surprise. His operatic works are another revelation. The set features 4 of Haydn's operas, including 2 masterpieces composed for his patron Prince Esterhazy, La Fideltà Premiata from 1780 and L'Infedeltà delusa from 1773. Like many, I hadn't paid much attention to Haydn's operatic contributions, perhaps overshadowed by Mozart in this arena. However, these remarkable recordings underscore how brilliant he truly was. The vocal writing is exquisite, marking these performances as significant highlights of the collection, although sadly, no librettos are provided in the CD-ROM. I'd say the renditions of his great oratorios and masses are solid for newcomers, but the Vox productions here feel a bit dated. Also, since only 2 of the last 6 masses are present, it's worth it to seek out all of them. They're masterpieces of liturgical music worth every note. The brilliant edition furthermore showcases the first recordings of Haydn's 126 baritone trios, which might appeal primarily to the dedicated Haydn enthusiast. Written for Prince Nicolaus Esterhazy, who played the baritone, a unique string instrument with sympathetic strings, these trios reveal the limits of his patron's performance abilities. I never imagined Haydn could pen a dull note until I explored some of these trios. Yet, others truly exhibit his genius, even under constrained conditions. In summary, the brilliant Haydn edition, while perhaps not as overwhelming a deal as the brilliant box set, https://smile.amazon.com/j-s-bock-complete-various/dp/b00L2SQVS4, is still an immeasurable treasure that enriches my life in countless ways. Now, what other options are out there? Naxos offers separate boxes featuring complete recordings of the symphonies. https://smile.amazon.com/f-j-haydn-complete-symphonies-box/dp/b001-GVA7E6, quartets, piano sonatas, and oratorios. These collections are excellent deals as well, though they may not be as budget-friendly as the Brilliant series. In the symphonies, Naxos employs 7 distinguished orchestras: the Capella Istropolitana, Bratislava, under Barry Wordsworth; the Cologne Chamber Orchestra with Helmut Mullerbrüll; the Nicholas Esterhazy Sinfonia led by Bela Drejos; the Northern Chamber Orchestra under Nicholas Ward; the Sinfonia Finlandia Jyväskylä conducted by Patrick Gallois; the Swedish Chamber Orchestra under Bela Drejos; and the Toronto Chamber Orchestra led by Kevin Mellon. Each brings a unique flavor to Haydn's work, smooth and soothing with Cologne, elegant and charming with Ward, and lively with Drejos. While Naxos doesn't arrange the symphonies chronologically like Brilliant does, both traversals excel in their own right. Your choice might depend on whether you prefer one orchestra for the entire series or want chronological ordering. Whichever you choose, you'll be satisfied. The Naxos box contains 34 CDs, 8.503400. Naxos also features top-quality complete recordings of the string quartets by the esteemed Kodaly Quartet on modern instruments, 25 CDs, 8.502400. https://smile.amazon.com/haydn-complete-string-quartets-box/dp/b001-GVA7DW. And the complete piano sonatas portrayed magnificently on a modern grand piano by Gino Jando, 10 CDs, 8.501042, https://smile.amazon.com/haydn-complete-piano-sonatas-box/dp/b001 There's also a fantastic box of complete concertos, 6 CDs, 8.506019, https://smile.amazon.com/haydn-complete-concertos-fj/dp/b001nza0gk, that generally outshine the brilliant performances. Naxos has superb recordings of Haydn's 3 oratorios across 7 CDs, 8.507008, https://smile.amazon.com/oratorios-creation-seasons-writer-no-tobia/dp/b001 kvswi. The performance of the creation is outstanding, the seasons is almost as good, and to my surprise, the return of Tobias, a monumental 3-hour piece from 1775, receives a brilliant performance. The exquisite coloratura writing and choral splendors in Tobias make it a real gem, particularly with the exciting rendition. Yes, listening to a 3-hour oratorio is a significant time investment, but that's precisely what the CD player is for. In conclusion, you can purchase the Naxos boxes with full confidence in their quality and value. And before I wrap up, allow me to share one of the most thrilling Haydn recordings I've ever encountered. Haydn originally crafted his masterpiece, The Creation, to an English libretto, which was ultimately lost. During its 2-year creation, Haydn expressed, "Every day I fell on my knees, asking God for the strength to complete it." A remarkable reconstruction using the original English text is now available, performed by Chetham's Chamber Choir and the Gabrieli Consort and Players, under the direction of Paul McCreish on the Archive label, for 777361, https://smile.amazon.com/haydn-creation-joseph/dp/b000y536m. This original instrument performance, boasting the full forces employed during the 1799 premiere, creates an experience that's nothing short of breathtaking. If you've never felt the shiver of excitement from the harmonically bold representation of chaos in the orchestral introduction, you will hear. And when you listen to "And There Was Light," undoubtedly one of the most majestic and electrifying moments in music, you might find tears streaming down your cheeks, utterly overwhelmed by the magnificence and goodness of creation. At the premiere in Vienna, the audience erupted with applause, lifting Haydn in his chair and parading him around the concert hall. The man himself joyfully shouted repeatedly, "It was from him! It was from him!" Indeed, it truly was, and so much more. As Haydn famously inscribed in his manuscript, "Laus Deo!" This inspired exploration of Haydn first graced the page in May 2017.